I can do this with people I know very well. This thing is being done by BTWSC and a new organization around called African Histories Revisited. Leroy has been with us for over 10 years. We started, I think, 2002, so that's about 12 years. He was there. Thank you very much for shooting people down. Thank you very much. It was with us from 2002 when we started in East London, without London. The last time we had a ball, I think he was prep. He was asked, what does community mean? So I'm going to ask that question again because I know he did a good job, so I know he hasn't forgotten. This is about community, so I want you to rephrase what you did when we asked you what does community mean. So there you go, take the microphone.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
How many of you were here last time for the other charity event? Raise your hand. Okay, so I've got to change my material. Okay. Some of you might recognize that we're in challenging times, and not only have we got real challenges in terms of medication for people to be resistant to various conditions, and we've heard an amazing testimony of real calling to do something about it. And even today on the news, saw a whole team of people going out to various Ebola centers to try and reduce these outbreaks. But I think we've also got a challenge of, can I use the word love?
Yes, please.
I'm not sure if we really understand community relies heavily on loving one another. And I'm not talking about how many Facebook friends you got, or how many people you got on Twitter, or Instagram, or Google, and I'll run out now, I don't know more other networks. But I'm talking about how we respond to each other. And even though this is an issue around a fundraiser for Ebola, but it really has been touching my heart about what's been happening in the USA with issues in Ferguson and Michael Brown and Eric Gardner in Staten Island. And one of the things that really struck me over the last couple of days is people are actually on the streets. A lot of young people really hit the streets of New York and Chicago and various other cities in the US because they have seen that real sense of community. And one of the biggest issues around community is to take yourself out of your comfort zone. You know, to go into those areas where most people would dare not to go and feel compelled to do that. I myself took myself out of the comfort zone for 30 years. I was a police officer, and it's the biggest culture shock in my life. And I questioned my sanity. Why was I in the police service? Because it really was not playing to my strengths. But fortunately, I come out the other end with my faculties, still got a sense of humour, peace in my heart, and love for people. And for me, community is around how we will come out of our comfort zone to help others and to serve their needs. Because they actually say the greatest form of leadership is service. So having been a public servant for 30 odd years, not only in the police, but I was a research scientist at the Royal Free Hospital. And it really touched my heart to see that the Royal Free had one of the state-of-the-art sterile areas for treating Ebola. And I think they've only had one case, and that person came out the other end, and in fact they've gone back. And that is a real sense of community. Knowing what they've gone through those challenges, they've still gone back. And that for me is community. So I think we all have to look into ourselves and say, what can we do to be an active member of the community? And I think all of us will have to be really thinking about this, because I don't know many fundraisers for Ebola, especially in the non-A-listers. You know, is there any A-listers in the room? No? Okay. So it's just us real people. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know what your faith is. Whatever your faith is, I think we're all A-listers. But we're doing this because we really want to do it. We're not here because of it looks good for us to be here. And in fact, on our table, and I'll close by this, and I'll be quite controversial, we were talking about Band-Aid and that record that was resurrected from 30 years ago and what it was actually there to do. And we were questioning, is it actually there to help fundraise, or is it there to help people to be back on the A-list? Was it for self-aggrandizement, or was it really to help? We can only hope that those people are doing it for the right things. And in closing, I just want to recognize Ms. Sarah and Kwaku, because they've always done things for the right reasons. In fact, most of the things they do, they're normally out of pocket. And that's why when they call me to just turn up and say a few words, unannounced, unprepped, I can say, as usual, I can say it from the heart, because they do such great things. And I think they deserve a big round of applause for what they've done. So in a nutshell, community for me is loving one another, willing to step out our comfort zone to help and serve people, but more importantly, don't expect to give a thank you, but just have in your heart to say it's the most rewarding thing you could do. Thank you.
Thank you.